Matchup, young teams, not a lot of experience, and there are tough things for these young players to pick up as they make their journey, I know, through the NBA.
You're really right on top of it there, Kevin, because young players tend to be more emotional, and that doesn't always serve you well. Being poised and calm and confident is what you see from veteran players. Understanding game situations and having the presence of mind to be aware in all situations is part of what sometimes isn't prevalent with young players.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Whiteside. Johnson is out there with Richardson. Then there's Dragic, and it's Johnson in at the 2. Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. Simmons against Dragic. No good from Simmons. Heat on offense. Richardson with it. Back to Dragic. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Clock at 4. Over Simmons. No good from Dragic. And Simmons kicks to Covington. And it's off from three-point range. First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Dragic. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Ben Simmons.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Free throw drops for Goran Dragic.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage. And he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
Both free throws good from Dragic. And Greg, with Dragic and his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic.
Now here's Richardson after Ben Simmons' miss. And taken away by Johnson. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Johnson.
Well, I love watching Simmons run the floor. So effortless and efficient in his movement.
Simmons against Dragic. Johnson the screen. It's Dragic with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the lip.
Trickeration. I like that, partner. That's pretty strong word creation. And you've got to be creative, though, whether you're commentating or hooping, especially when you're going inside.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Johnson kicks to Dragic. He feeds it to Whiteside. Now with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone the way he goes about defending the rim. It's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
First free throw is good.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
So he gets them both.
And you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Simmons and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Now here's Whiteside from the wing. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
Back to Johnson. 4 on the clock. Right side a screen. Off the pick. It's blocked. Covington kicks to Simmons. Back to Covington. Shoots the 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Covington's got 5 now.
Man, nice perimeter shooting by Robert Covington. Just has such a really aesthetically pleasing release on those long ball attempts.
Now here's Johnson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's stolen by Johnson. Outside, Simmons. Johnson the screen. And that one's good. Simmons. He's got 6.
Yeah, and he's connecting on a lot of his shots here, shooting a high percentage from the field, really giving his team a boost.
Here's Richardson. He kicks it to Dragic. Right side a screen. The shot from 20 feet away. No good from Dragic.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Saric passes to Simmons. That one drops for him.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Now here's Johnson. Dragic a screen on Redick. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. The feed to Richardson. Whiteside sets the pick for Richardson. They need this. Johnson attacking. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on J.J. Redick. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
And that one falls for Johnson.
And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big 3 era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
And here's Dragic after J.J. Redick hitting the 3. And stolen by Simmons. And Redick kicks to Covington. And the 3 off target. The Heat trail by 6. Here's Johnson. That one rolling around and rims out.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. generally you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Philadelphia on D. 8-point game. Here's the screen. Johnson the screen. Dragic kicks to Richardson. Whiteside a screen on Covington. Here's Richardson.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Johnson, the pass to Redick. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Dragic. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And the 76ers with some changes. Ilyasova comes in for Saric. And it's Bellinelli in for J.J. Redick. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Miami. Here's Richardson. Miami no good on that time either.
That was not the best screen in the world, clearly. Got to credit the defense for keeping after the shooter and making it difficult for him.
Feeds to Ilyasova. Bellinelli for three. Here's Simmons. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
And Ben Simmons said he didn't take a lot of outside shots in college because he didn't need to. He could get to the rim pretty much at will.
Well, he'll find that will not be the case at this level. His shots inside will be challenged a lot more. His perimeter shot has been the question mark, and that's where I think he's got to improve.
He misses the free throw.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
And they need every point they can muster right now. They've got to cash in here.
He hits the second from the line. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin, I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. First free throw is good.
Well, there is a saying now that is pretty accurate. You either sell success or you sell hope. And the process in Philadelphia may have been hard to watch, but it did give their fans hope for a better day.
And so Olynyk nails both of them. And through all the losing, the fans in Philly have been pretty supportive of the Sixers' goals to draft star talent.
Yeah, and you know what? Thousands of fans coming out to watch the draft lottery is an indication of how optimistic and behind the Sixers these fans are. I mean, trust the process has been their rallying cry.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Covington wide open. He fires off target with his three.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Olynyk, a screen on Simmons. And it's Dragic off the drive. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
Bellinelli dishes to Johnson. Covington kicks to Simmons. 6 to shoot. The 76ers need to get off a shot, and Robert Covington hits from deep. Covington's got 8.
And that's really good use of the catch and shoot. Outstanding by Covington. He's a quick decision maker, and he usually makes his decision as the pass is being thrown to him as to what kind of shot he's going to get off.
And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Heat have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
First one falls for him.
And probably the one constant of this Miami team the last few years has been their defense. They do a great job of making life difficult for opposing shooters, and it's been anchored by one of the best shot blockers in the game with Whiteside.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Fultz is checked in. Wade, he's checked in for the Heat. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And the Miami defense is more than just Whiteside blocking shots, as you might say. Greg, they do a great job of limiting opponents' threes.
Yeah, they challenge the 3-ball as well as anybody. Both contest the shot and close out to deny the attempt from even being taken. This roster does a great job of taking away space from shooters.
Now the dish to Dragic. Wade kicks to Johnson. Screen by Olynyk. 6 on the shot clock, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, we'll go to the free throw line. The Heat haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. First one falls for him.
And, you know, the Sixers were heavily criticized for the so-called process, enduring the pain of losing big. People forget the prior decade when the team tried to contend, only won a single playoff series.
Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Redick comes in for Robert Covington. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And Clark, it's true the Sixers were a team long stuck in the middle. Does that help explain why they employed such drastic measures to rebuild?
I think so, Kevin. Clearly, they tried getting there the usual way when you try to develop players and maybe add a key free agent here or there, and it didn't quite work. And the process was Plan B. And that process has really started to pay some dividends, so I don't blame them for trying.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
That free throw missing. Clark, a lot of ways to initiate the offense. What's the one thing you look for in a playmaker for a team?
I think the willingness to give the ball up early and then to be able to understand what they're trying to get done offensively. So that comes back to basketball IQ, and we're assuming that the skill set is there. But to me, it's just understanding what you're trying to get every time down the floor and then being able to initiate that with the pass or the dribble.
Now here's Fultz. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Back to Bellinelli. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And there's Fultz on the assist by Bellinelli.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Wade. It's tipped.
Boy, the defensive chops of Ilyasova really coming into play here. I mean, quite surprising, actually impressive at how good he is at timing those shot blocks.
Now here's Fultz. Redick for three. The offensive rebound. Ilyasova can't hit.
Boy, the defense was great. Superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for the Heat. The 76ers leading by 4 to the paint. Here's Redick. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Redick's got 5 points so far.
Love how attentive Fultz is. When one of his teammates has a better look at the basket than him, he gets the ball to him.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And here's Wade. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Right side a screen. There's Dragic with the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
You know, and listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been. Okay, I think it's about where he's going and what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
Fultz is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Bellinelli. Then it's Ilyasova. And it's Holmes in at the 5 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Whiteside kicks to Ellington. Right side a screen. Now here's Winslow, guarded by Holmes. From deep. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Winslow. 76ers shooting 43% for the game. Fultz kicks to Bellinelli. Pass to Redick. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Wade kicks to Winslow, dishes it to Olynyk. To the inside. Here's Whiteside, and that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%. Here's Fultz. Pass to Bellinelli. And Redick now atop the key. Here's Bellinelli, covered by Winslow, and Bellinelli kicks to Fultz. 4 on the shot clock. The shot by Bellinelli. No good. Miami's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Wade passes to Whiteside. Kicks to Wade. Whiteside a screen. Wade dishes to Whiteside. Passes it to Wade. Miami needs to get a shot off. From deep. Winslow's shot is off. The 76ers lead. Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget. His second season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
Simmons checked in for the 76ers. The shot by Redick, no good.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Ellington kicks to Whiteside. Now Ellington, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The 76ers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Now the pass to Simmons. Fultz kicks to Redick. He dishes it to Simmons. Shoots over Olynyk. The 76ers with another miss. The Heat have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Olynyk sets a screen for Wade. For 3, Ellington. Rebound by the 76ers.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
He feeds it to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. The feed to Ellington. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Fultz the pass to Ilyasova. Stolen by Winslow. In transition, here comes Miami. Winslow's running.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Ilyasova, a screen on Wade. The kick out to Ilyasova. Feeds to Bellinelli. Ilyasova, a screen. Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. To stop the drought. Another miss by Philadelphia. The Heat have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Ellington dishes to Whiteside. That's tipped. Fultz with the ball. And Ilyasova kicks to Redick. Simmons against Olynyk. No good from Simmons. The Heat with the lead. Wade passes to Olynyk. He kicks it to Ellington. Back to Olynyk. The dish to Winslow. Pass to Ellington. Screen by Olynyk. Three-pointer. Wade. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams had been there a year or 2. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Saric comes in for J.J. Redick. And Robert Covington subbed in for Fultz.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Richardson against Covington. Dishes it to Saric. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
On defense, Miami. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points.
And their offense has all but disappeared this quarter, shooting in the low 30s for the game. They had some success in that first quarter, but not much since then.
Lock at 6. Richardson against Covington. Snatched up. Whiteside, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the first one at the line is good.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years, and a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity. Treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. Now, though, I think they found their treasure trove.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Here's Johnson. Here's Whiteside, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Holmes got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling. And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Pass to Johnson. Whiteside inside. Holmes on him, and Whiteside with the basket on the assist by Johnson. The 76ers trail by 4. There's the pick. And Bellinelli kicks to Covington. Passes it to Simmons. Shoots over Dragic. No good from Simmons. Miami leading by 4. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Dragic with a screen for Johnson. Kicks it to Whiteside. There's the pass to Dragic. Johnson outside. Over Saric. Johnson can't hit. The 76ers shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. It's stolen by Johnson. Dragic left side. Johnson with a screen on Simmons. Shot off the pick. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And with that, the Heat lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Bellinelli. Simmons against Dragic. Here's Whiteside. Good. Score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8, shooting 50% so far.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Screen by Saric. Saric with the screen for Simmons. Over Johnson. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Simmons.
And Simmons is accustomed to finishing over all types of defenders. I mean, that jump shot is just pure money.
Right side a screen. Johnson in the corner. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And that's now 7 points for Johnson.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Screen by Saric. For 3, Covington. Doesn't go that time. The Heat go the other way with it.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Releases from 15. No good from Dragic.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And 2 for 1, that's what they'd like to get right now.
That would be ideal, and that's exactly what they'll try to do. They don't need to rush it, just need to get a quality shot, and quickly. And Ben Simmons has what I think is elite defensive potential. Quick feet, quick hands, good size, good IQ, and he's a terrific rebounder.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one misses. And defensive versatility, so important nowadays. Simmons' combination of size and mobility enables him to defend multiple positions.
And, you know, Kevin, I think he can be an outstanding defensive player, even though his effort was questioned while he was at LSU. He still came up with blocks and steals, and I think he's got a good basketball IQ, and if he makes a commitment at that end of the floor, I think he could be better than average there.
And here's Richardson outside, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Bellinelli. He's guarded by Johnson. Now Bellinelli. He's got 8. He dishes it to Covington. 5 on the clock. Here's Simmons, and the layup's good off the glass. Simmons got 15.
And I like watching Simmons go to work down low. I mean, with his length and strength, there aren't many guys that can keep up with him down there.
And so it's the Miami Heat holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Well, they trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what did you change up in the second quarter?
Well, we showed a little bit more toughness, certainly on the defensive end. And even though they have great shot blocking, we're still able to attack and have some tough misses, but that's our aggressive style.
The key will be to stay in attack mode. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Goran Dragic had a huge first quarter. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
They came out with the right mindset. That's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, that's the hard-driving offensive approach I like to see. If they keep it up, unstoppable.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also look scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Welcome back, folks. A glorious view of the lights of downtown Philadelphia, America's most historic city. The second half just about to get going here. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he really...
The 76ers trail by 8. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Josh Richardson out there with Johnson. And it's Tyler Johnson. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Dragic in at the 1 spot. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, J.J. Redick had quite the interesting free agency period. Greg, ultimately he signs with the 76ers on a huge 1-year, $23 million deal.
Yeah, and this is the team that wanted him. Great fit with his shooting, something that they obviously needed. And Redick had a lot of suitors, but he saw something developing with this young Philly core.
The first free throw is good.
And J.J. Redick with the prototype when it comes to his release point on that jump shot. So quick off the catch. Always has his feet set and squared and ready to deliver that dagger.
And both free throws good for Redick. Hey, Greg, with Redick, that great shooting form he has is one of the reasons his game has aged so well.
And a lot of people wondered if Redick would be able to last in the NBA when he was drafted. Might have one of the longest careers of that draft class. Just keeps producing at any age.
Johnson the screen. They set the screen. The feed to Covington. Simmons against Dragic. Shoots from 8. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist from Covington. 17 points for Ben Simmons.
Simmons is an absolute thoroughbred as a scorer. A dominant offensive talent who scores in a lot of different ways.
Right side, no good. The 76ers trail by 6. Johnson with a screen on Richardson. Simmons passes to Johnson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Boy, what's most impressive about Simmons is how he finds the open man so consistently, the vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. He feeds it to Whiteside. Johnson the screen. Pass to Dragic. Whiteside a screen on Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. Richardson, good. Richardson's got 5 points so far.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Feeds it to Covington. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Saric against Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
For Philadelphia, they have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
The first one falls. Saric nails them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Dragic against Johnson. Back to Whiteside. Over Simmons, and it's Miami with another.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
To the wing right side. There's the call on James Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the screen. Saric has the open look. Off target from outside.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Johnson outside. He kicks it to Johnson. Shoots over Redick. Not going to go that time.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
Back to Simmons. 14 feet away. It's hauled in by Richardson. Miami leading by 6. Now here's Dragic. He's got 11. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Over Simmons. Whiteside, no good. The 76ers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Covington passes to Simmons. It's Richardson on the wing, defended by Covington. Richardson against Covington. Johnson the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Richardson against Covington. Richardson, no luck. The 76ers trail by 6. And here is Simmons. 17 points in the game. Redick with the bucket.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Kicks it out to Richardson. Redick against Johnson. Elbow shot is on the way. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
One shot, gentlemen.
The 76ers trail by 6. Simmons on the wing. Right side against Johnson, and Simmons kicks to Redick. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Redick's got 8 here in the quarter.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And he's just always an easy target on the alley-oop. With Whiteside's size and wingspan, it's just a matter of putting the ball up there where only he can go get it.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. That's tipped. Covington with it. He's got 8. Outside, Simmons. Here's Saric. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
I like the work they've done at the free throw line all throughout this game. They've been the aggressors.
Well, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
And the first one drops. That one drops. He ties it up.
You know, he's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Dragic a screen on Redick. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Pass to Dragic. Johnson kicks to Richardson. Johnson sends the screen for Richardson. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Richardson's got 4 points in the quarter. Philadelphia's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Timeout called the 76ers. Hassan Whiteside really making a difference here.
I think that's a critical timeout too, Kevin. I mean, they need to find a way to slow him down, shut him down, because he's tearing them apart right now.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Saric, and it's Bellinelli in for J.J. Redick. Covington kicks to Simmons. And Whiteside sends it back.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
Richardson the pass to Dragic. Fires from deep. Cans it from downtown. Now it's a 5-point Miami lead.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
The dish to Ilyasova. Back to Bellinelli. Ilyasova a screen. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Johnson. The Heat leading by 5. Dishes to Whiteside. Passes it to Dragic. Kicks it to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Goes up the baseline. And the shot is long. The 76ers have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Bellinelli dishes to Simmons. Johnson the screen. And Bellinelli kicks to Simmons. Off the pick. And Simmons slams it in.
Can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit on these kinds of looks and just plays right through the contact.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Fultz, he's checked in for Simmons. Olynyk, he's checked in for Miami. Dwayne Wade comes in for Tyler Johnson.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bagels in the second.
Covington kicks to Fultz. Shoots over Dragic. Rebound by the Heat.
And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
Olynyk sets a screen for Dragic. Johnson from outside. And no good that time. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Now Dragic. He's got 14. There's the pass to Olynyk. He dishes it to Johnson. Screen by Olynyk. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. And you ask the scouts about Fultz. He has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim. And above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Johnson. And some changes here for the Heat. Winslow comes in for Josh Richardson, and Ellington is subbed in for Goran Dragic. So he gets them both. The 76ers trail by 5. The feed now to Bellinelli. 11 feet away and off the front iron, and in it goes. Ilyasova's got his first points of the game. Now here's Ellington. Defense right on him. Now here's Wade over Bellinelli. Bellinelli pulls it in.
When he's got that kind of positioning, he's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
Pass to Johnson. Covington against Winslow. Here's Fultz. Over Ellington. Fultz, no good. The Heat leading by 3. 1:39 left in the third quarter of the game. Miami no good on that time either. 76ers have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. He feeds it to Ilyasova. And taken away by Johnson. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Johnson left side. Over Ilyasova. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, you've got to give Brett Brown, I think, just a ton of credit for holding the Sixers locker room together over the years. Brutally difficult to lose and keep fighting and playing hard and playing together. He's created, along with those players, a culture of hard work and effort, and they are not skipping steps along the way. And eventually, folks, that will pay off in good play.
And the 76ers making a change here. Holmes checked in. Here's Ilyasova. Rebound by the Heat. They've led by as much as 10. Wade passes to Adebayo. Ellington kicks to Wade. And it's Wade again missing. And for Brett Brown, don't you think his positivity as a person and his love for coaching have helped lift the team through those down years, Clark?
Man, I don't think there's any question about that, Kevin. He knew it was going to be a tall task, actually taller than any of us could articulate. He stayed optimistic and realistic at the same time, demanding yet being patient, keeping his team focused the right way and on the right things. It's really an outstanding job and a commitment from management and ownership to stay the course because they think he's the right guy. So very impressive on all fronts.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Heat lead by 5. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Head coach Erik Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Every loose ball, 50-50. We got to come up with those. Those will decide the game.
Coach Erik Spoelstra wanting every possible possession, asking his guys for the extra effort.
And it's not just raising your intensity level. You have to maintain it for the long haul. I mean, to really wear down your opponent, you want to break their spirit.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Charge is out there with J.J. Redick. And there's Richaun Holmes. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Fultz in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Floats one up. And Wade sends it back.
I'll tell you what, Wade's one of the best in the history of the game as a shot blocker from the two-guard position, using his athleticism to leap up and turn shots away.
Fultz kicks to Bellinelli. Feeds to Redick. Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Bellinelli. Ellington defending. 6 to shoot. Redick with the 3. A shot off that time. And the Heat going the other way now. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. He kicks it to Whiteside. Pass to Winslow. Good ball movement here by Miami. Wade outside. Here's Whiteside. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Fultz. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And, you know, Fultz is really good at using screens to his advantage, guys. You can't let him shake free in these situations if you're guarding him.
A shot by Ellington, no good.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Back to Bellinelli. There's the dish to Fultz. Here's the floater. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And rarely do you see a team trade out of the first overall pick, but that's exactly what the Celtics did with Fultz. Sixers jumped on the chance to move up, and Fultz matched exactly what they wanted to add to this team.
And he can't get the first one. And you know, Greg, for the trade, it wasn't so much a critique of Fultz.
You know, Boston had a playmaker already, and they might not have taken Fultz if they stayed in the #1 spot. And listen, the Sixers were in desperate need of a lead guard, and they got a franchise caliber one in Fultz.
And he sinks the second.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Wade dishes to Whiteside. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Whiteside a screen. In the corner, Winslow with it. Shoots over Redick. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. That's 7 points for Justice Winslow. The 76ers trail by 6. Outside, Redick. Dishes it to Bellinelli. Over to the left wing. Fultz. Another miss by Philadelphia. The Heat have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Wade passes to Winslow. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. And it's an 8-point Miami lead. And Philadelphia calls time here.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
And Simmons, he's checked in for Sharge. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. He is not happy with the perimeter defense. He said, guys, our three-point line is too lax and they're getting wide open shots. Got to get over screens and get on top of them and get them off the line. We'll see if they get the message, guys.
Bellinelli with the three, bangs home the trifecta.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
There's the pick. Up top, Simmons. Olynyk is covering. Olynyk with the steal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Marco Bellinelli picks one up.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Ellington.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for the 76ers. Ellington hits them both. The 76ers trail by 10. Passes it to Bellinelli. Ilyasova a screen. Redick with the bucket.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
Wade kicks to Olynyk. And here's Winslow. They set the pick. Back to Whiteside. 6 to shoot. Wade from outside. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Redick's got his third rebound on the night.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. No one near Fultz as he lets it go. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Robert Covington's checked in for the 76ers. And then for Miami, Johnson, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Richardson comes in for Justice Winslow. And it's Dragic in for Wayne Ellington. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Oh, Whiteside in position.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
It's Covington on the wing. Ilyasova passes to Covington, and it's Dragic with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Fultz with the ball. 4 on the shot clock. And finished off by Fultz.
Fultz, when he has room to throw it down, he's taking it to the rim. No hesitation.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. He dishes it to Johnson. And the pass to Whiteside. Over Simmons. That's short off the rim. The 76ers trail by 7. Ilyasova a screen. Fultz kicks to Covington. And there's the feed to Simmons. Got it. Good job in the low post. Simmons got 21 in the game.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
Johnson sends the screen for Dragic. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Dragic. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. 16 points for Goran Dragic.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Fultz kicks to Simmons. Covington in the corner. That three off the mark.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Johnson with it. Out guarded by Simmons. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded by Dragic. Ilyasova a screen. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. There's a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson wide open. He fires. The three-pointer is right on target. Johnson's got the lead up to 10 now for Miami. And Simmons kicks to Redick. Ilyasova, a screen on Johnson. Here's Redick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
A little bit of savvy on the part of Redick there. Gets his man into a bad position and then forces him to commit the foul.
And he makes the first.
You know, sometimes the great three-point shooters in the game don't carry that same success to the free throw line, but that's not the case with J.J. Redick. I mean, he's cash money from the stripe, too.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Johnson dishes to Richardson. To the inside. Whiteside the pass to Richardson. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Whiteside against Ilyasova. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And, you know, through the long rebuild in Philly, the Sixers' strategy was to develop unproven players and try to find some diamonds in the rough. Not a bad way to go when you're going to be patient. And Robert Covington might have been their best find. A very good defender at both forward spots.
That one is off. And Covington offensively, mostly a catch-and-shoot scorer.
Yeah, he plays well off others. His three-point percentage has kind of went south the last few seasons, but if he works on that, I think he's got a place with this team, or if not this team, then certainly in the league.
And he's good on the second.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. I mean, he's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. Here's Fultz. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
No good from Simmons. For Miami, they've gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Richardson for 3, hits the three-point bomb. And the Heat lead by 13.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
And the 76ers call time here.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Hassan Whiteside.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. Fultz kicks to Redick. Pass to Simmons. Over Johnson. That's in, and the Miami lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Simmons.
Excellent precision and focus from Simmons. Feeling nobody can guard him down on the block, and he's right most of the time.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Six to shoot. Johnson for 3. Here's Whiteside. That one doesn't drop. Simmons with the defensive effort. Now Fultz kicks it to Redick. Ilyasova is screen on Johnson. Here's Simmons. He feeds it to Ilyasova. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Fultz. Goes back up. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Ilyasova's got it back down to within single digits for Philadelphia. Miami's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Now here's Johnson. Feeds it to Whiteside. And stolen by Ilyasova. 4-on-3 break. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist from Fultz. 25 points for Ben Simmons. The Heat leading by 7. Johnson dishes to Dragic. Here is Whiteside. He kicks to Richardson. Pass to Johnson. Whiteside sets the pick for Johnson. Over Ilyasova. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. 13 points for Johnson.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Dragic kicks to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Whiteside. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And the Heat lead by 9.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, it would take a miracle for them to come back, in my mind, like Tracy McGrady against the Spurs type of heroics. A lot of points in a little bit of time.
Richardson kicks to Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic against Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Right block shot. The kick out to Dragic. Good on the three-point shot.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Goran, congrats on the win tonight. Bench really came through tonight. What all has to happen for this team to really be clicking?
I mean, everybody's playing hard, you know, even the guys from the bench. You know, we need everybody, even including the bench. Everybody have to be focused, play hard, and especially in defense.
True team effort, got it done tonight. Thanks, Goran. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And we'll see you next time.